So, good evening guys, welcome to OTL Season 2, Round 16, Mexico. It is myself, Chris, and not Jensen this evening. I am joined with Adam, Mr. Officer Doofy, not in the car but in the box. How are we, sir?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I am well, So, Mexico, you don't like it, Adam?
I don't like USA either. Obviously, I raced, but I'm just not a fan. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it.
So,
I can't really give you a reason.
We have no numbers, man, this weekend. So in regards to what the gaps on the championship, all I'm going to say is it's close. Mate, I know Mike needs to win.
I have them done. I just haven't posted them.
So Mike needs to win. We know by how much we're unsure of.
Right, Mike is 58 points behind.
So, yeah, he needs to outscore well. Let's just say that.
Yes.
I don't know if Nelly can tie it up this weekend. He possibly could.
This is where we need Jensen.
Yes, a little points, bitch.
Yeah, the points guy. Yeah.
I shouldn't call him a bitch. Sorry if you're watching, Jensen.
Yeah.
Good evening, Archie and Mike. Good luck this evening.
Mike, I don't care if you're on the stream, mate. Messi is not better than Ronaldo. Keep mashed him. Concentrate on your race.
Evening, Mikey. Yes, Pedro, I agree. Shut up, Mike.
Yeah, I agree, Pedro. For once, I agree with you.
Two people agreed with Pedro in the space of 30 seconds. His life is now complete.
It won't ever happen. Oh! Wow.
Do we have some weather?
No. Feel like I'm giving it away for you.
Oh, Jesus Christ and Chingsy Jolie. So,
Wow.
Mike's just sighed a big... Oh, and Nelly's probably went, oh, hello. And Pele's probably went, oh, hello. So...
Do you know what? And I tell you what, do you know what? Skarma has gone, oh shit.
Kristaps, good evening. Pedro, why did you say wow? What did you wow me because I spoke of your completed life? So nobody in any dire rush to get out, Adam. I was expecting this to be the way. Obviously, Pele on an Inter tire, that's interesting. So maybe there's a crossover coming. Maybe the rain's going off and the guys are just waiting till the Inter comes in. Obviously, the biggest thing about the wet tyres, plus if the race is wet, you need to start on the tyre you do the qualifying session on, and you don't have a lot of sets. So it makes people very reluctant to get out.
But then if it's not wet, if the race is dry, they're going to have to go with their dry setups. So, I mean, you're better to judge on times in Mexico. I mean, I know you can do a 12.9.
So I think even still it'll be hard to say. Wet conditions, I'm honestly unsure. A few guys are trying the medium, so I think maybe the Inter tyre maybe does have some life in it. Or maybe guys are just choosing to go out and get a sighter on the Inters and save the wets for the last run. There is a line in this track when I'm on board with Mike. I can see a dry line there, or a drier line, so maybe Inters is the tyre.
There's not tons of spray coming up.
The rain is coming down hard though. Good evening, Brock.
No, hello, Brock.
So, who becomes a powerhouse in the wet? I think Pele. Well, Pele showed last week he had a lot of pace in the car. I think he goes really well at Mexico.
I'm only going to say this person because he's in the pie that we will rejoin after the race. SPW, does he not do well in the wet? I mean, he's a bit of a monster in any condition because he's just got those big balls.
Yeah, he has big balls. Yes, I agree.
You know what I mean? He'll send it, and even in these conditions, he's on the edge racing all the time. Martin's left the session.
So, Nelly and Mikey, Dr. Special Energy have all came out on the wet compound tyre.
Interesting. Now, has Martin left the session or has he gone for a wet setup?
That could be a good shout.
Well, Pedro hasn't let me do that yet.
So let's watch Mike's traction capabilities here on the Inter. So I think the Inter tyre does have some grip in it. My heart and back already, so I think that was too fast for somebody jumping away for a setup. You see the car just struggling and turning. You will naturally have a lot of understeer in the wet. It's just about figuring out how slow you really need to go to find the bite and the grip. Oh, and Mike struggling a bit in rear traction there. Really tried to get the power down. Not the tyres, not playing ball at all. Let's see sector 2 time split coming up just after the S's. I think he's going to be 104s, 104.3. These are maybe somewhere in the 23s or 24s here. Although my timing is usually not very good, so I wouldn't trust that too much.
I'm not going to say what.
It's going to be a way higher than that. It's going to be 25, maybe even 26. 27 flat for Michael. I think Rage Hunter is our next driver. Yeah, Rage Hunter's going to be our next man to bank a lap. Then we have a McLaren behind. Is that SPW?
That's SPW, yeah, and then with potato ladder now.
A 29.7 for Rage Hunter. Go to SPW as he got the tricky, very, very tricky last sector.
29.2. Oh, it looks like Mike's got the edge at the moment. Oh, Kelly's on a lap though. Oh, he's invalidated. Kelly's invalidated. Ranger is about to start a hot lap.
So it'd be interesting to see how the wet compound stacks up, although Mikey has tried to go for a lap and then came straight back in and bolted on a set of mediums. He was out in the wet, so maybe the wet's just not the tyre.
His tax is on the wets now and he's going to hit sector 2 shortly. He's just started off the S's.
So we'll get a nice...
I think he's well off the pace.
Yeah, so Mike came through here on a 102. He's going to be way down on that. It's going to be a 105, 106-ish, 106.4. So he's about 4 seconds off the pace.
On the straight back into the pits. Nick's on and out there.
Pedro does a 30.1, slots in P4 at the moment. It's not too far off the pace either. You can find a cleaner lap. Mike does a 26.8 on his second run round. Find yourself just under a couple of tenths. As we have Kristaps slotted in a 30.5 on the wet compound, so I don't think the wet tyre is the way at all.
No. Unless the rain's going to get heavier and the wets are going to come in.
And in which case I think they will have no chance if they didn't get that Inter tyre run done early. Oh, and Rangers dropped it on, he's in the wall. Front left
Pelly
wheel off.
Well. Oh, Pelly's hit the wall as well. I don't think he's crashed out.
Oh yeah, he was scared he was going to lose the wheel. At least you're still in the session, Pelly. Let's go to Nelly now.
This is the only important. Comfortable coming through that turns 1 and 2. He's very comfortable, even though it's wet. Unless the track, to me, it looks like the track's drying out.
Yeah, but I would say the rain has subsided a lot from the start of the session, so if it keeps going this way we may get a dry run in.
Yeah, very late, last run's dry.
And Nelly has oodles of confidence in the traction zone just to absolutely plant that throttle. But here, so where he gains in the traction, he will suffer a bit in the fluency needed to take the S's at high speed on the controller, so that would be the level of what was his sector 2 split, Adam?
104.6.
So he is a couple of seconds off the pace as well, from what Mike's setting. I think he'll be close to the SPW Pedro mark. Pedro actually went next. Oh no, Pedro, did he improve 29.3?
So he has improved. He was 130.
So 27.3, Nelly slots in P2, half second off the pace.
I think he improved this lap. I think he takes a lap to start testing the boundaries, especially in the wet. And he looked like he had a couple of tricky corners. The first corner coming into the S's was tricky for him.
So, guys opting maybe to double run maximum and then back in the box. Might get his best time out his second run. So I don't know if others will try that.
He's 3 tenths up in sector 1. No, he lost a lot of time on the first entry into the S's. So we'll see if his entry improves this time. Yeah, much better this time.
Yeah, he carried a lot of speed.
Yeah, last time he sort of dilly-dallied.
Yeah, he's got a lot more confidence under the car. He's going to be well up here. Nearly 1 second gain. He's going into the low 26s if he continues this pace through. And he could put a half a second on Michael.
Definitely got the confidence in this. Driving condition.
Oh, he's absolutely nailed it out of the last corner. 26, 1.2 second gain for Nelly in the second run. Pressure on Michael.
Wow, what can Michael do? Little Michael, the little potato, the new potato. What can he do? Oh, the Doctor Special, 27.4. Slots himself in the P3.
Pelly a 103.7. Sector 2, I think Pelly's on a good one here. Pelly could threaten to split Nelly and Mike here. Keep the car nice and tight all the way to the line. And he does, 26.3, only a couple of tenths off Nelly as well. And remember, drivers are finding time in their second run, although I think Pelly is backed off the ERS. And Mikey, a 26.2 for Mikey, Adam, he's just slotted himself into P2.
Now I'm going to... Mikey races in other leagues and he's leading the championship in one of the leagues, so he's more than capable of winning. He is more than capable. So SPW.
And Mikey's choosing to go for the scalp on the second, so I'm going to watch the sector 1 time. Has he found any time through the first couple of chicanes? And he's another 10th up, Adam. A 25.4 for Nelly, another 7 tenths found. Where is he finding the time?
It's drying. You can see the line is drying. I think SPW is going to improve. He had a little moment for himself there.
It's got to be track evolution, the gains, isn't it? It's got to be. So track's starting to come to the drivers. Mike coming out with 6 minutes left. Oh, Mikey, careful. Oh, well, good bit of car control there. It was absolutely on a power slide. He's still a 10th up, so he can gain a little more here. I wonder if he'll take the 10th or know that he's got more time, just get off the tyre and go for a double run for the last bit of the session. Because he has got a lot more time and a fresh tyre. If he can find that, it's going to be a world of difference. I think he's going to bank it. He's going to bring the car home.
SPW
has he found time? And he does. Mikey finds 3 time. He drops into the 25s himself. 25.9. Let's get on board with SPW in the last sector. He's 1.6 up. So he's going way 25. Oh, he's threatening Nelly here. No, maybe not. Maybe low 26s. He could trouble Mikey. 26.1 for SPW. Slots into P3.
Garman's done a 26.9. Not too shabby.
So we're starting to compress in that midfield.
Yeah. Right, Martin is on a lap as well now. Let's see. I think this is his first run. 104.4. So hopefully his next one he should improve more. I think this is his first run on these tyres.
But for some reason the ERS is... Oh no, that's just deployment, it doesn't matter. He'll get a reboost of the deployment on the line anyway. Mike in a 24.7. The times are absolutely crumbling. Might get a bit of traffic. He's going to stay committed, I think, for the second run. Yes, he is. Going to stay with Mike, see if he finds any time.
Right, Nelly, you need to come back down there and go. Give yourself at least 2
Oh, and
runs.
Mike picks up an invalidation through the S's. He was trying to find all the time the track has to give though. Mikey in the box, SPW heading back in 2.
Mine is on another line. Let's have a look at this times.
Sibo down.
30.8. Didn't mine invalidate? It didn't say whether that was an improvement. Oh, invalidated another one. So 30.8 is actually one for Martin. So if he hits the 103s, he's looking good for 3 seconds. Skarma stays out of the way, nicely done from Skarma. Where is Rob? New guy. Rob, he's 128.0 on his out that. From Martin.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's actually better than his second time round. He's 6 tenths up from that first time he was going to bank, so this is going to be Maharton's time as well. He won't get another one on the board. He does have the ERS to maybe go for another run if he's got the fuel. He could maybe try for a second. The rear of the car constantly try to step away. He's going to be in the 26s, 26.8. Gets himself up inside the top 10. Which of course everybody will be just going for highest position because there's no tyre advantage at the start of the session if we go to dry.
Yeah.
Everybody has free choice.
We must be going to dry.
Yeah, I don't think guys would be committing these big double runs on the tyre if they had to roll it into the race.
Right, Rob Wills coming through sector 1 to 30. Big sector 1. 30.9. He is
half a tenth up.
Yeah. I think most people are gaining more through the second sector. I mean, I know I don't really gain in the first sector and the second lap. No, it still hasn't come out of the pit. Nick's not lap yet.
It's obviously just where cars are able to lean on the track a bit more, where the line is slowly but surely clearing up. And they're finding a lot of time you're seeing guys really start to push the limits of the car going through the S's. Maharton's a tenth up again, and he's going to have the ERS to bring it home. A tenth or two gain could find Maharton a good cluster of positions here. He needs to get the exit off the last corner right, keep the car nice and tight to that inside curb, minimise your distance all the way to the line. He's going to go wide. He does get himself into P7 though, 26.5 for Maharton. 3.5 tenth gain.
6 tenth gain, he's up to P11, but he needs to go again. He's got the ERS easily.
So Nelly on his run. Let's see where he goes. Mike is out in the session. He's a tenth and a half up. He needs more though.
Right,
But it looks like that's been a stonker. So Mikey, if he keeps finding time, he could put Nelly under serious threat.
It's 3 tenths up his... Was that the lap before? No, he's not finished first actually. I don't know what the 3 tenths was. I'll let you know in a minute if he's up.
So Nelly coming up to sector 2 split. He's 4, nearly 5 tenths up. He's getting closer. If he can find a couple of tenths through these last couple of corners, it's going to be mighty close, and he's actually backed out it. He's backed out the lap. I think he's going to go for another run. It maybe feels like there's more time in the car the second time around.
I think Mikey could get another one in actually.
Did he find time, Mike? He looked a lot more settled through the S's. He did find time through the S's, not enough, but he almost gained by 2 tenths there.
He's got enough for another lap, hopefully. He's got the ERS for another lap, easy. Where's Paddy on the lap? Paddy is on the lap.
Dr. Special Energy slotted into P3, I've missed that. So Jordan on a 25.7 gets himself into P3. Track is really coming to the guys.
If I look over the season, Mr. Special is one that gets him to these positions. Or if he doesn't have a great quality, he has a very good race. No penalties, etc. and stuff. He's very methodical with his racing. I think that's
so Mike is on an outlet, but he will not get across the line. So Mike is finished. Let's see Nelly. through the S's. Nelly, a lot more commitment there. I think he is going to be up. He is. Oh, the same gain again at the S's. He's just below 5 tenths. He's actually a little worse off than he was in the first run. He seemed to get a lot better exit out of turn 12. So let's see what he can find to the line. He's going to chuck the car into that inside curb. Don't hit the sausage too much. Small correction of oversteer. He's going to keep it tight to the inside line. Minimise the distance. Where can he go? 25.1 P2 for Nelly. So let's see Mikey. So he could get his P3 back here. The man said, when we spoke to him last week, he says, no, probably not a podium next week, and he's about to put the car in that P3 position if he can find the time through the last corner to the line. Can Mikey take P3? He does. 25.5 for Mikey, so let's see other guys going round. SPW on a lap as well. Oh, let's go to Pelly. Where is he?
Pelly's 9 tenths up.
So he's about to clatter low 25s, he can find some more time. So Nelly could be threatening that top 3 place now. Is Mikey's P3 under threat? Pelly looks neat and tidy through that last sector. The track looks in much better condition. The guys that have got out nice and late, I think they've got it much better. Can Pelly improve? He does, he goes P3, and he is very close to Nelly. That is super close. Rach under offer.
6 tenths up.
But he's got traffic behind. Hopefully Sebo does his best to get out of the way. SPW looking 6 tenths. He could even push Mike out here. He can go into P4 if he's got the time to the line. Can SPW find it? He does. He goes P4. SPW slots in P4 in a 25.2.
And Mike just put in a 24.356.
Was that not his time?
No, he just literally put it in. It flashed up at the bottom of the screen. Swear to God.
I didn't think he got to the line in time. That's strange.
That is strange. Because you were right, as you came out of the pits, there was like a minute left.
Oh, so I, for some reason, have a glitch in mine. Archie's saying it's like 30 seconds behind.
Oh. Okay. I mean, I'm not surprised there's a glitch.
Yeah, Codemaster's logic. So there, the track was really coming to the guys near the end of the session. Nelly did get down to a 24.9 in the end.
Why is Mike saying we're decent? Mike, you're decent. I mean, I don't know what we can do about being decent. Is there anything we can do about being decent?
I could leave quickly on the break if you drop us both an invite, and hopefully that picks up the sync again, Michael, if you're good with that.
I can drop you an invite. Or would the stream stop?
No, stream won't stop as long as I don't blow the
I'll
screen.
drop you an invite then.
Yeah, do that. I'll see if we can fix it, guys. Glad you said it. Thank you, Archie.
I can't send you an invite.
I did think something strange was going on, because I seen on the timer. I wondered. I didn't think Mike could improve because he was in the last sector and the clock timed out qualifying. So I thought his run was over. So that's kind of disappointing.
And I believe everything Chris says to me.
So, yeah. Can you send me an invite, please, sir?
Once I can. I can't at the moment until we've gone into the session. It won't let me
Oh, yeah, of course.
do it, yeah. I shall do it. Well, we're going in now, so it should be good. Oh, pardon me. You know, that quality session, I'm standing here watching. I'm not even sitting on a chair.
It's a very good session.
It was.
Mike and Nelly set to do battle again.
I'm sorry to say it. I mean, give Mike his credit how well he's pulled back the championship fight, but Nelly off the start is a different animal.
Yeah, that's Mike's going to know that, but
yes, he does know. I mean, Mike does know. I think we all know.
Mexico is a big track on ERS management, though, and I think that's a thing that Mike's got. Although Nelly is very good at it as well. Because that back straight, if you get caught up fighting on that main straight, you'll easily burn 30-40% on one straight of your ERS, and in a race condition you just don't need to be using that much in one time.
I think for them both, I think they just need to go out, do their race, and if it's going to be close with them, it's going to be who holds their ERS to the last 2 laps or the last lap or whatever.
To give more of a push, yeah.
Yeah. And Mike is good at it. Um, obviously being in the park with Mike when he races and stuff.
Yeah. Give me
But
1 second, Adam. I
oh,
need
well,
to use the restroom before we get.
I'm looking out in the garden now, smoking.
I'm back. So, I won't actually know if we're fully desynced now until I see the lobby back up. So, Archie, you keep us posted. If we're desynced, we may just have to run with it, but the last thing I want to be doing is coming in and out of the lobby when there's racing happening. So, tyre choice, interesting one, Adam, because obviously it's a free choice for every day, so it's something we need to look at. Mike and Ellie both on the softs, Pelly on his medium compound,
See, I like
SPW
that.
Mikey both on the softs, and Dr. Special from P6 trying the medium.
Like it.
Then,
No, I like the opposite. To me, the opposite, because I think we all know Mike and Nelly will be out the front, and Petty will as well. So Petty's doing the complete opposite to him, and I
yeah.
like that. I think Pelly's the big threat. Even SPW, he can do a good stint on the tyres as long as they keep out trouble turn one, which as of late turn one's been an issue again.
So, Mexico's an interesting one. Usually, you wouldn't want to start pole because of the run into turn one. It's easy to tuck up behind, especially the P3 position is really powerful where Pelly's sitting because he starts in a tow. Nelly and Mike both have clean air, but air in front of them. Pelly gets that nice hole punch right in front of him by Mike off the line. So
Yes.
Pelly can get. I think Mike's thinking of. He would usually like to be behind, but if Nelly gets that good start and jumps Mike straight off the line, Mike can tuck in behind Nelly and just tow him into one and make the move in the braking zone. So in most cases you'd probably want to be P2 or P3 here, but I think Mike was happy to get that pole. He needs the points as well.
Yes. Yeah.
So
I mean, you say being P3, I'd say being P4 and 5 and 6. SPW and Mikey, 4 and 5.
the only
You know what
problem is
SPW is, right?
once the front three tend to get three wide because of the way the race starts here, and once you're three wide, the guys in 4, 5 and 6 are only there to make their move kind of in the braking zone, and the last thing you want to do is cook your brakes and cause that big collision. So I think if they're not on them from the start, they're better probably just not getting involved in that fight early and just focusing
True.
on trying to watch whoever's trying to attack them off the start. But obviously,
I've
if they
just,
get a good start and they're there with that pack,
yeah.
then well, you never know. We could see four
I've
wide
just
into
thinking,
one.
you got Rage Hunter P7, Martin has strong races P10.
Nelly's went on to the medium compound. Mike
Ooh.
is still on the soft.
Ooh. Could be very interesting now.
We have a nice, almost 50-50. 1, 3, 5, 6,
I'm
7.
surprised nobody's on the odds.
We do
Why's
have a
Pedro not on
straight
the odds?
50-50. A hard tyre doesn't really run well at Mexico.
Well, Pedro doesn't know that. Pedro, put the hards on. They're a great tyre.
We have a straight split. 8 softs and 8 mediums.
Nice. Right, so I'm expecting Rage Hunter and Martin to make gains at the start, being on the softs.
Yeah. If the track temp is up though, the mediums could be.
Deadly. I mean,
Yes.
to me, Chris, you're the expert around Mexico. To me, I don't think many people touch you in Mexico.
In terms of going racing, I think the medium tire is the tire you want to spend the most of your, preferably most of your race on. It's got good durability, but it yields a good lap time. It can be almost just as competitive as even just a low graded soft, so maybe only soft can just be 4 or 5 laps old, and the medium will start to match the tire time
Yeah. Well,
already.
if you
So
guys are watching the stream, you can go. I'm sure it's been 5 minutes. I had a cigarette. Normally it's a cigarette and 5 minutes are up.
yeah, so press X. Somebody, whoever's watching the streaming in
Yes.
that lobby, hit the X button. It's time to
Hit
go.
it. Hit it. It's time for Mexico. See what I did there? Did you see what I did there?
Pedro,
Mexico.
Mitch, Skarma got it. Good man, Skarma.
Yes. Somebody's watching.
Rangers pressed X now as well. There's my heart in. They're good to
Yes,
go.
yes, there you go.
Good lads,
Let's-
good lads.
Let's get this show on the road.
Yes,
on the
Mexico.
road?
I guess we can walk with that.
Let's get this show on the road. And Mexico. Right. I'm going to sit on board with Martin from the start. Martin.
Watch the tail end.
I like doing that. I'm not going to lie.
The back of the
I've
grid
always
views
done it.
sometimes are really good. So, did Mike bail? He did. He went to the medium.
Ooh.
Oh, so some tactics at play. Interesting, interesting.
Oh, God, excuse me. I do want to say this. I will have the points updated. I have got them done, everyone. I just haven't put them up. That's all. So once this race finishes, I will update the points. I can hand on my heart and put it back here and just tell you I am lazy.
So,
It's just getting to that part of the game, Chris. I just miss.
yes,
You
new
know?
game's not just round the corner as well, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, but obviously these guys, OTL, you and Jensen normally on comms, keep me going because every Monday is a banger.
It certainly is. And I expect none the less from this evening.
No, I'm looking forward to this. With the wet quality, I think it's just mixed a few things up. I think even in P13, Rob Wills looked strong in his first race last week at USA. I think you'll see him making some moves.
Matthew Mincehall says, does proud Paul and Rob. So I assume that is Skarma and Rob Wills.
Yes, yes. I must race with them on a Saturday.
It's a pleasure to have you drop in the stream, sir.
I will say this, this is not a prediction because this is a spoiler. Pedro will drop one position and finish P15.
A spot, oh, I see.
He's Mr. Second Last.
Oh, yes. So they round the final bend. I think Mitch and Ranger are literally just coming round now. There they come.
Yes, they are.
To file up, and then we should get some lights for OTL round 16 Mexico.
A good old season.
Yes. So 2 lights, we'll go on board with Mike. 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights are out. I have a delay.
I've got a delay as well, don't worry.
So it's going to be lights out at some point for these guys, so we'll just go with the start. It seems Nelly has got that better start over Michael, so he's going to lunge away in the softs, but Michael needs to watch of the guys behind. Now he's going to tuck straight in the toe. SPW, Mikey, Pelly, they're 3 abreast. Rachel tucked in behind. I think SPW is going to try for the inside line, down into 1. Pelly just been tentative on that outside line. Nelly just ahead of Mike. Mike just needs to tuck in now, and I think let Nelly settle down in his stint and just try and stay with and let the medium go. So SPW gained a good bit off the line. Mikey trying to go back round the outside, but SPW will cover that off. Sorry, Adam.
Martin's up 2. Skarma has a 3-second time penalty already. Rage Hunter is up 1. Penny's dropped, it's only lap 1. I think SPW is going to be a threat.
So you were absolutely bob on about Pedro. He did lose that position at the start.
Yes! Oh, good. My life is complete.
So Mike does look settled on the medium compound. He is this is what I said, the soft's good, the soft does yield a good pace. but the medium settles into the race very, very quickly.
Does Mike let SPW go through to go and attack Nelly?
Mattoman gets the time penalties. I think he's had to box for a new wine for spinning the pits. Oh, SPW, I think, locked the rear tyres there and got all sorts of sliding through one. That was mighty impressive car control from the silly Northern Irishman himself.
I mean, you can't knock him. He's got no assist, so I'm gonna reluctantly give some credit there.
Oh yeah, the trail braking on the back axle was absolutely tremendous there.
I mean, he's already gaining back on Mike. Range of 3 second time penalty with multiple warnings. This is another reason why I didn't want to do me. I reckon by lap 3 I'll have
Oh, Mike has a big moment. He's trying to take the SEs flat. He just needs to settle, take the lift. Still got a lot of fuel on.
On a different strategy to Nelly, you've got to keep your head. Nelly will run away.
Yeah, he's not going to check out far. I think if the gap gets anything over 4 seconds, you worry about it. But until then, you just do your thing. Nelly is checking out the ERS. He's down to 50%, you know, so that's probably a couple of tenths of a second difference. So the net gap's probably about 1.8, 1.9. Let's look further back in the park here. He was having a look at Pelly there.
Ryan's up to P7.
So let's actually look at that. Let's look at position changes. Obviously we've had Nelly off the start. SPW and Mikey both gained. Pelly lost a couple on his medium compound. Rage Hunter and Maharton's our biggest gainer of the start.
Yeah.
It was going to be Maharton and Ranger, but Ranger and Rob Wills are actually going at it. Let's get on board with this. Is Ranger going to try and come back on the inside line? He is. Rob Wills is going to leave space. Lets him have that line. Rob Wills will stay tight and Ranger takes them out.
Yeah,
The position back on the outside it was, yeah. Pedro looking to maybe have a look at this one as well. So the two Racing Point boys, absolutely no team orders happening here. Ranger picks up another time penalty in the race, so they're going to start really making big impacts on his ending position. Rob Wells looking at having a go on Ranger though. He's going to come for one on the inside. We'll watch that side view, not quite this time around. Ranger just a bit deeper on the brakes. Let's go back to SPW and Mike. Rage Hunter on Pelly here again, yep, and Rage Hunter's going to pull to that inside line. DRS, ERS, Pelly, the straight line speed, they just absolutely couldn't fight it.
Pelly has no ERS left.
None?
No, we've got 18.
Oh. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Rage Hunter hasn't got loads, but he can defend with what he's got. Mountain Man fastest lap, 1:16.8. Love to see it.
So he's shown good pace and recovery.
Yes.
So Mike, sorry, on you go.
No, I'm just wondering, I was just looking at the map, wondering if Mountain Man can get back up, and I would say he can. Ultimately, I believe there'll be a safety car.
The SEs may catch someone out at some point. But Mike holding the gap now, where I thought it would be, that 2 to 2.5 second, that tends to be where a driver pulls out, especially when the pace is similar. And then, as you see, lap 4 to 5, the level, like I said, the medium will start to almost peg the same lap time as the soft.
I mean, it's close. SPW's not far off, Mikey's then not far off, and then there's a gap to Rage Hunter. I think he's going to start closing it.
So SPW looking at Mike. I think SPW is just maybe using this opportunity to do a bit of ERS conserve. He done what he had to do to get his positions early, spin up a bit, and now he's just kind of getting himself dragged down with Michael, conserving his own, which is very clever. Mikey, I think, playing the same tactic as well. He's up at 56, 60%. Let's actually get some telemetry on the board. I don't even know why I don't have that. That's absolutely stupid.
Yeah, it happens.
Pedro picks up his first time penalty.
I thought I'd let you mention that one. I'd have slated him for it. I mean, I'm just...
Look at this, Rob Wills, Kristaps Ranger. Kristaps looking for an inside move on Ranger up to turn 7. Not quite there this time around. Rob Wills looks like a stalking man. He's just waiting to pounce on a mistake, I think. He tried his move, no it wasn't there, settled back down to find his feet again and his pace.
I raced him last week, obviously wheel to wheel. I think I was slowing him down, very fair racer from the battle I had with him. Never tried anything stupid, so he seems like a racer who's willing to be patient to make the move.
So Ranger has no DRS because he has a big gap, so I think he comes under big pressure here, although Kristaps is struggling on the ERS, but he is going to get the run.
I think they all are, Rob Wills, Kristaps and Ranger.
Ranger needs to settle with the movements. I think on a straight when you're going in a straight line, there's no actual limitation to how much you can move left and right. It's purely in the braking phase, so he's not actually doing anything illegal there.
What's going on? In P10, steady P10 on the back of Cedar. Not been caught up in an incident this week, which is nice to see.
So yeah, Nelly's finding some time on the Mike on the early phase of the lap, and then Mike's just bringing all that time back in the S's. So there's kind of to and fro go. There's a yellow flag. I think that's Sebo round. He is not out, but is he out actually? He may be retired here.
Oh.
I think this is a retirement. Could we have a safety car? We have a desync, so I may see later than every day. That is definitely not moving, that car.
No, it's moving.
And he's been disqualified for parked in a dangerous location. That's strange. No damage on the car. Is that a controller disconnect?
Maybe. Maybe he'll come on stream or say something in chat. I should keep him high.
Interesting one there. Hopefully that car peels off and doesn't cause any issues. So Nelly 2.7 ahead, Mike in P2, SPW 3, Mikey 4, Rach Hunter 5, Pelly 6, Maharton 7, Dust Special Energy 8, Skarma now P9, Ranger rounding out the top 10, then Kristaps 11, Rob Wells 12, Pedro P13, Matoman 14, Mitch P15, Matoman now only 11.5 off the back of the racing pack. So showing some good pace.
Nelly's, no, he was brilliant. He was 2.9 and now it's 2.5.
Yeah, it's this, Nelly seems to have, in the big traction zones down to the first corner, he's gaining a lot of time, and then Mike's his wheel advantage with the fluency in the S's is just bringing it all back. So they're very, very even at the moment. But Mike has a 50% advantage on ERS. 50%, that's huge. So I'm going to grab the restroom, Adam. I will go on board with Maharton, why not?
Okay, I'll jump to him as well. Oh, he's right on the back of Pelly. Let's see what he can do. DRS active. 7/10, maybe down the home straight if he stays within touching distance. The difference in tyre though. That's got to be going off, and again, Chris will be the expert on that. I'm someone who turns up, drives, leaves. Although OTL is my league. Ultimately, it's fun for me. Nothing too serious. SPW has now dropped away from like 1.4, so could it be time for pits?
So yeah, Mike bringing that gap down back to 2.5, so...
And he dropped SPW.
Soft tyre maybe not quite working just as good as it once was.
No, I mean, you'd know more. When's the stops for the sauce? Are you coming up now or...?
I think you're looking to go... I'm honestly unsure. I think it could be around 12 to 15, I think's the window.
Yeah, it might be, so you know what it is, SPW,
and then you go for like 19.
Maybe SPW at a moment.
On the sort and the medium.
Oh, look at this battle, SPW and Margaret. The rivalry renewed on track. And then 3 seconds time penalty. Mikey looks great going through his S's, but then again that's Will versus Pad.
SPW does well to carry the speed. He's one of the best at carrying the X. Oh, Mikey gets really close. Done well to not collect the back of the car. He done actually a clever thing. I think some people get scared there and they put steering in to try and get out the way, and that's actually the worst thing you can do. Just keep the steering straight and take full power of the brakes and just hope the car slows down. I think Mikey's going to come for one in SPW here. He definitely is.
It is done. Move's done.
To the inside he goes.
Never's in the pit. We didn't know this.
Oh yes, so where is he coming out? This is the question. Oh, put me on Nelly again. So he comes out in front of Skarma, a nice clean bit of air actually for Nelly, onto his medium compound.
Now we've got to try and keep an eye of the gap. It's me back. Oh. I'm not yawning because I'm bored, I'm yawning because I'm old.
So I wonder what Mike's strategy is here on. He gets his first time penalty of the race there. He did just stray the line a little. Mikey keeps his pace up, although he is in the soft. He's shown good pace on the soft.
He is, he's still got the pace.
Although that front left, Adam, I don't know if you can see that on board with Mikey, but his front left tyre, if you look at the left hand side, it's looking nasty. There is a horrible looking ring round that tyre. His front right doesn't look much better either.
So the pit window for medium 2-stop is open now, 11 to 13. So SPW race 100 in the pits.
I wonder if anybody's going to use the hard and do the one stop.
Do you know who would use the hard?
Can you do the one stop? The soft to medium to soft? I think you can.
If he was here, Sergi would do the hards.
Let's see what SPW and Rage Hunter choose. Both out and soft, so this is a 2-stop coming up from the guys. Look at that, Rage Hunter on Ranger, out the box, new soft though, much superior grip. And SPW has came under quite a bit of pressure from Rage Hunter off the pit stop.
Yes.
Rage Hunter's gained a lot. For being a what?
A loser.
Who's a loser?
Pedro.
I agree.
We don't have a penalty. And I mean, you praise him in the comments, and then how does he repay you?
I know. So Mikey is coming in, so his tyres are done. He did lose a good couple of seconds that last lap around, so he's seen his lap time was hemorrhaging and wanted no more to do with the soft. So I assume Mike is probably going to go for a medium soft 2-stop.
He's gone medium here, so where's he coming out? Behind Nelly. Is he coming out in front of Skarma? No, just behind Rage Hunter and Skarma and SPW.
Or is Mike going to try the one stop and go to the hards and not take the pit stop? Let's look gap to leader. Let's actually see Nelly's gap at the moment. It's 18.8 to Michael. I think the pit stop here is about 19 seconds.
Yeah, it's not a long pit.
So it's very close. Nelly out in the mediums, he's going to 2-stop. I think Mike will probably just do the safe option and go for the 2-stop and go for the pace advantage at the end of the race. But he's comfortable. 9.4 ahead.
Does he go for the hards and then late in the race not decide to take another pit if the tyres are comfortable?
That is true. Is it worth? Depends the pace he loses to Nelly.
Yes, obviously. Depends on if there's a safety car yet.
Safety car now would be a lovely blessing for Michael.
Ranger's in the pits. Chris is in the pits.
Pelly on a solid P2 now. 10 seconds off Michael, but they're lapping pretty similar.
I mean, look at Mike's left front. It's the same as Mikey's was.
Yeah, the medium's looking a bit grimmer now, isn't it?
Yeah. Same as Pelly. Same as Dr. Special. Same as Scarlet. No, go on, Nick. Rob Wills is not as bad. Rob Wills' tyre does not look as bad as all the other mediums. Interesting.
So let's see when he stopped.
Rob Wills hasn't.
20 has not.
Yeah, but if you look at his tyre compared to Mike Pelly's and Dr. Special, it's not as predominant.
No, he's definitely doing a better job of keeping the fronts in check.
He's coming up to his buddy Skarma now.
It's a good indication as well. Skarma's tyres look worse for wear compared to Rob. I think a lot of people forget you can actually just look at the tyre to see, because there if you look at Mikey's, he not long pit, he's got nice shine on the outside edge, no line. Then we go there, it's very dull, and when it gets the sunlight you will see that big band, the dark band on the inside line.
So we have Mitch 5-second penalty and Ranger another 3-second penalty. Mike picks up penalty, Nelly still has not.
Does Nelly have any warnings, Adam?
Oh, let me look.
One warning. The saving grace for Michael right now is that
the gap's getting bigger.
yes, he's actually currently pulling away from Nelly.
Oh, he's in the pits.
It's Mike Box, let's see what tyre he goes for. The gap was 19.5. Oh, so
Soft.
there's Nelly going to go through.
Just the tyre we can't reach Mike. There's still two in there. He's got the special energy coming right beyond Mike. Let's see, because Mike plays.
So yes, I'm on board with Michael now, and I tell you something, these soft tyres are hooked up. Mike was full commitment out of that pits. The way he attacked the first chicane was a man on a mission. 2 tenths down on the time to Nelly, 3 tenths down on the time to Nelly. We've only been through 5 corners. He is absolutely hunting 5 tenths down. Adam, I don't think Nelly's going to have the pace in the medium tyre. He maybe just needs to let Mike go and have a hang on, because look at this, he's half a second behind. He even found DRS there.
Wow. This is going to come down to the final stint. They're both beyond softs.
Mike will need to do a little more work on his soft, but
yes,
as we can see, you can be rewarded if you get the stuff done early. Mike's going to tuck into the toe. I think Nelly knows there's a pass coming. He's not even moving much. He's just going to accept it, tuck straight back in to get the toe, and let's see how this plays out. And Mike just scampered off. He's put 7.5 tenths on him through that first chicane. He's going to get DRS as well for good measure and extend that gap even more. So Nelly's seen, he knows that the gap will bridge out. It's exactly what he done to Michael early.
Yes.
The only difference is Michael has a lighter car. Half the fuel's gone.
Oh, sorry for my yawning. I'm trying to work out constructors. "61 points behind Alfa are behind Ferrari in the constructors at the moment."
Oh, I tell you something, what Alpha's behind Ferrari?
Yes. And Rage Hunter and Nelly both on podium at the moment.
Yeah, I think they'll tie up constructors today if they get P2 and 3. Mike with the fastest lap, 53.
Ooh, it's a shame Rage has missed tonight. Personally, Rage's not going to Because what the Mitch has stepped into the Alpha to score some points for him. Old medical Mitch.
So Mike now 2.8 ahead, Adam. He is
2.9.
absolutely flying.
3. Do you think he's going to try and create like a 10-12 second gap?
If he can get the gap right out, what he can do is... So, what I would be thinking of doing right now is knowing Nelly's on the other tyre. Mike has a 5-lap advantage to the tyre, so their boxes are going to be pretty similar.
Yes,
The box time.
that.
So, if Mike needs to extend, which I think he's probably thinking, I'm probably going to need to take these softs a lap or two more than I want to. If you find the gap early, you can afford to give back some of that margin and still come out in front of him when it comes to pit stop time. So I think Mike is purely trying to nail down track position at the moment.
I want to highlight something at the moment. Someone's stint on their medium tyres. Headway, 16 laps. I think he's going for the one stop.
Interesting. Is Pedro willing to stay committed? And he's still going again. So I tell you, if Pedro cannot take that 20-second deficit, he is right in this race. Even with these guys overtaking him, he's not going to put up too much of a fight. He's going to defend that inside line. He knows guys are on a better tyre at the moment. Skarma goes through as well.
But do you know what, to be fair, he was well out of the way there on a whole set of tyres, so I'm going to give him credit there.
Yes.
Very, very good racing etiquette.
He is putting a whole mighty stint on that medium tyre.
Yes.
Let's see where this can put Pedro. I think Pedro's usually an interesting one for an interesting strategy call, but I think this is a good one.
I think. Right, let's be all serious. He's not scoring a podium, so why not try something different? I used to do it in HOR, just to bring myself into play near ends of races to race you, Jensen, Warden, whoever else it was. And every now and then it would work.
That's it. Gap Mike Tonelli now 6.2 seconds.
Very interesting. It is very interesting.
What's even more interesting is Rage Hunter is actually finding some time in his teammate. Yellow flag sector 2. That is a McLaren of Matoman. He's had another moment. No damage, I don't think. No damage on Matoman's car. So Pedro boxes. What is he going to? He's going to the hard. So Pedro is trying the one stop.
Oh, has he put the hards on? Oh, nice. I think he goes to the end.
Yeah, easy.
Definitely. I think this is the one time I don't want to finish second last. Like Mike 7.6. Has the gap gone down now between Mike and Nelly?
It's still going up. It was 6 seconds a lap until so ago. SPW and Rage Hunter here. He's going to pull, stay on the racing line. Rage Hunter, sorry, tries to defend the inside line, but the main straight DRS is way too powerful. It's very hard to even try and defend the straight line speed difference. And SPW goes through. Back into P3.
Mikey P6, Penny P5 on the softs.
Skarma and Kristaps here tussled up in a fight. Skarma's going to pull to the inside line. Or the outside line, sorry, for Turman. Mataman is retired. Is that a dropped car? This could be a safety car. I think we could get a safety car. It's got to be, it's on the racing line.
No, they haven't given it.
Wow.
Mental. we might as well say it now, there will not be a safety.
That was, I'm amazed, no safety car there, absolutely stunned.
All day long on a safety car. You know what, while the race has panned out, I just want to put this on the stream. There is one race being added to the calendar this season, it was all over the place, and that is Silverstone. There may be one more that is in discussion at the moment. We won't mention it too much because we'll start shouting. But Silverstone is going to be added to the calendar. That was decided when we had to miss Silverstone from a miscalculation for myself. So we have, after this, we have Brazil, Abu Dhabi, then Silverstone. Double points to finish the season. Maybe one more after.
So, something else to look forward to. Mitch has left the session. Is that a lag out? I think it could be.
I think it is. I wonder if he's had the old grid thingies.
Oh yeah, load shedding.
That's it. That's the one. I'll send him an back. PlayStation's turned off, so I'm going to go with that. So just quickly send him a message.
10 PM there, I think it could be load shedding, to be honest.
Yeah. Such a sucker. Well, no matter what, Mitch will be scoring points. That is out of control. Right,
very much so. SPW in after 10 laps on his soft compound tyre. He's had enough, and he's going to go for a medium burst to the end.
How's Ray Hunter in PA? Did the Ray Hunter fit the lap before then?
Yeah, so I think that's a reaction from SPW. Let's see where Rage Hunter is. He's coming around the last corner. It's going to be close between Rage Hunter and SPW. I think Rage Hunter has performed an undercut. He will go through an SPW.
I will say this now, that move is not confirmed.
No.
SPW will be back. What have we got? So Pedro, lap down on the hards. It's a shame. The gap 10.7 between Mike and Nelly now. Mike has fastest lap as well, doesn't he?
I think so.
So that could be pole, fastest lap and win.
Is Mike still only on one penalty, yeah?
Yeah, but I think let me double check.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, just the one. Nelly's got a penalty as well though. We didn't see that skip up.
So that's kind of even Stevens now. Rage Hunter seen SBW having a look there. He showed, if you can show a lunge, I'll show my defence. I think these two are having a good ding-dong battle here.
They are. I think since Rage Hunter and Martin have joined, they've added a different dynamic to OTL as well.
Yeah, for sure. So Maharton's about to be the nut in the middle of the sandwich here. No DRS. SPW spent the ERS though. He's going to send it up the inside anyway. It's SPW, of course he's going to send it.
Oh, he'll send it. He won't even.
Oh, and he's got a lovely drive through the chicane there, and he's absolutely on Rage Hunter now. Rage Hunter struggling in the ERS as well. Look, they both have absolutely nothing.
Right, Chris, I can confirm load shedding.
Wow.
Yes, but so Mitch, if you are watching the stream because you're clearly on your phone, you will score points. I'm not taking any points away from you because this is not your fault why you got to have a session.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm an 8-hole, but I'm not that bad. Welcome to the new South Africa.
Now, Maharton is getting close to Dr. Special Energies closing in on Maharton, sorry.
He's got 12 seconds of penalties now.
I tell you something, Rage Hunter and Dr. Special Energy will be willing a safety car on from lap 25 onwards, because they are pennantyless and a lot to gain.
I mean,
here comes Special Energy on Maharton. He's going to pull it inside. Through he goes. No, he's a very consistent and clean driver.
Yeah. I think the race that I really noticed that, and I think it was Canada. Because Canada could be a tricky one.
SPW's going to come for some here, I think, Adam. Rage Hunter defends. Oh, and he shows the double Jimmy. Small bit of contact on the turn round. SPW gives him a helping hand there.
Yes.
I think he actually done his best there to get him back round straight. Rage Hunter's going to stay there though. SPW gives the space.
Oh, he says, thank you or sorry, I don't know.
And SPW says sorry, and they continue. Good etiquette there between the boys.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe that'll be an incident, maybe it won't.
Yeah.
We'll see. I mean, at the moment, Rage Hunter doesn't really lose because SPW has 6 seconds in penalties, he has none.
Yeah.
Wow, the gap.
And ultimately, all he's done is gave
the DRS to
the
Rage. And Nelly's in the pits. Nelly is back out on the softs. He is 33 seconds behind. You know, there's Mike's pit now. Because he'll have the gap.
I mean, yeah, he probably just boxes and goes and does his own race now.
Do you think so? Who else is in the pits? We have 2 cars in the pits. Oh, we go Chris Taps, Dharma in the pits. Jump on with Mike. With Mike pitting. Yes, Mike is pitting. Mike Further.
Rage Hunter gets his first penalty.
Right, so Dr. Special wants the safety car. Let's see where Nelly turns up. All for Nelly to do.
So let's watch Mike. He is in the box. I did not see that. He is now leaving the box. And look at the damage Mike has done on that second stint soft tyre. Wow. He's put... What's the gap he's put? 8.2 seconds. Oh yeah, it is, sorry, it is, it's 12.
11.5.
11.5. And that will only go up now.
Do you think? Well, we're going to see who's got the pace on the softs.
I think Nelly having to come through cars. He's going to get caught behind Mikey. Mikey maybe try to stretch and just go for it to the end. He's got a 5-second gap. No, what is the gap? He's got a 7-second gap to Nelly actually.
Yeah. I mean, his front left isn't looking nice again, but I mean, if he pits, he comes out to a battle.
Yeah. So Dr. Special Energy and SPW, they're closing.
Yeah, and he pits.
Who pits?
Mikey.
So he will come out behind. The SPW Special Energy Rage Hunter and Pele fight that is raging on at the moment. Dr. Special is in. So Pele, Rage Hunter and SPW all released.
Mikey is P6 and just coming out now. The gap between Nelly and Mike is up and down.
We're getting a good solid tussle between these kind of midfield boys. The P3 position fight today has been an absolute whopper. Oh, and look at the run. Pelly's just got Rage Hunter there on his soft compound tyre. Rage Hunter a little wide through 6. And Pelly just caught him napping, launched the car up the inside line, job done. Good move. Mike 15.3 now, fastest lap. Solidifies that a bit more.
Right, another time penalty. He's up to 15 seconds, Ranger 15 seconds, Robbers 9, Skarma 15. Pedro will finish second last. God.
Did he box again?
No, he's on the hubs.
I don't understand how he's not gained his pit stop back yet.
I might got DRS off. Is that Pedro? Might
Yep.
got Nicky Rossi car. Stay behind him, might get more DRS. You should have a DRS anyway.
So it'll be interesting to know exactly why Pedro's not recovered his pit stop yet. 14.4 now, the gap between Mike and Nelly.
It's gonna go to the wire.
SPW now being hunted by Rage Hunter yet again. These guys haven't left each other alone all race.
No, they haven't. This is great stuff.
And the duel continues. Not quite close enough this time round, so where is there more fights? Maharton closing in on Dr. Special Energy. Oh, there's a lot of penalties. I think he's just fully sending it. Nelly gets another time penalty.
Well, I think you're going to have Mikey. Mikey closing in on Rachel. Mikey closing in on Rachel and penalty.
He only has 3 seconds in penalties, so if he can find some more time, Mikey could get the P3 here. 6 laps to go. If he's willing to really push through. He's got all that ERS he needs to get burning. He can do both guys here because they are absolutely spent.
Yeah. One. That's two. Nice move.
Good job there from... Oh, and there's contact there between Rachel and SP. Oh!
Oh! This is this a safety?
Oh, I don't know, but that was deliberate.
What was deliberate about it?
Definitely think that was a Rage Hunter running SPW off the road there.
Ooh.
That's how it looked from the background view anyway.
I was so concentrated on Michael.
So that's an interesting one for sure. So just a VSC on. Skarma gets a drive through for speeding under the VSC. So did Ranger YouTube. 2 drive-throughs for speeding under the VSC. Wow.
Do not retire in the pitch, you still score points. I mean, I understand why sometimes they do, but you've got to remember in OTL you score points wherever you can.
Yeah.
Any points help.
Rob Will's up in P9 as well, and he is definitely going to gain from Maharton and SPW. Rob Will's setting for a good little points haul tonight. Oh, that's a good camera watching him storming down the straight. Through he goes. Maharton, he's drove such a good race as well. He's up in P5, but the time penalties, man. Dr. Special Energy all over the back of Maharton as well, reaching on his left decision.
I thought we'd black out, but I was him, but...
Matthew says Paul use spanner. That's easy done, getting a drive-through under VSC. I've done it myself. The Delta is an interesting factor.
Do you know what? I know Skarma has had issues with it, and I have explained how I do it every time. Now maybe it's different to yourself, Chris, but I always try and make sure I'm at least over 2-3 tenths.
Yeah.
You have to.
You get to that 2-3 tenths margin, and then you just start driving the circuit at like 40%.
Yeah.
That includes braking zones and everything. And you should never really come under pressure from the penalty. Mike gets another time penalty for multiple warnings, but he can pick up another 3 and it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I get it, you want to be close to the edge on the BSC, but I prefer to be not on the edge and not get a drive through.
And Mikey is scoring and bringing home that P3, I think, Adam.
No. Yes.
1.5 behind Pele.
I was getting it confused.
And 6 seconds in difference in penalties. A double podium for Mikey. I called it last week and he said no, so he's getting it in this chat.
I mean, we've got 3 more laps left. Can he close the gap on Nelly? He's got traffic.
It'll be interesting. He's willing to spend the energy, maybe, just maybe, big push over the last 2 laps and see where it drags him to, I think's the key.
I mean, I don't know how you do your drive for the day, but I just want to put some names forward. I want to put 2 forward for it. Rob Wills and Dr. Special.
Yeah, Jordan was the one that stuck out to me, to be honest, Dr. Special. Rob Wells drove a banger as well, but the Pedro is out at the S's. We won't get a safety car though. I think it's too late now for a safety car lap 34 and 36, so it'll just be a yellow flag. The race will continue.
What a dingus, excuse my language, but it has to be said. But he is finishing all the sentence and the race and Pedro will be as well.
I think Mikey is about to get Pele closed down.
He doesn't need to make a move. Starmer's done his drive through 18 seconds penalties. He will finish P10 because there is no way danger.
Here comes Mikey on Pele. Oh, Pele's going to try and get there on the brakes. Small bit of contact. Just a wheel rub. Mikey seen what it was going to do at the car and could have counter steered it beforehand, and I think this will be the job down now. Pele is flashing. No energy left to defend. Mikey defends the inside line down into the brakes and takes back that P3 position. Pele done his best to put up a fight, but I think he still drove a solid race, Pele.
I think maybe Pele, looking at how the race has turned out, he should have started on the side.
Yeah.
But you live and learn. I mean, we've made countless mistakes ourselves in races.
Yeah, that's it.
No more so than you, Chris, and Monica.
I have made many. Yes.
Me at Canada.
So, Mike, where is he at? 2 laps to go. He's just done final sector, first sector for the penultimate time. He will do it just once more. Let's go on Maharton and Dr. Special, and Joe Maharton all over the back of Dr. Special. I don't think he's stressing too much. Dr. Special Energy should be looking his eyes forward though. If he can find 3 seconds of lap time over this last lap, he could get a P4 here. Pele up to 12 seconds in penalties. I don't even think he needs to find, oh no he does, he needs to find a few seconds. Can he do it over the last 2 laps?
If you were watching Jordan, push.
Yeah, P4's there if you want it. Just got a bit of time in the car.
Even if he lets Maharton pass and he takes DRS for the last lap to help that push.
As long as letting him pass doesn't cost you a tenth though.
Yes, yeah, you know, as long as it's in a decent place for yourself
He is
He
pushing on,
grabbed the other
14.8, oh it's bubbling, 14.8, he's trying to drag it down, I think he is trying, we got yellow flag, sector 3.
I think that was Ranger moving out of the way for Nelly. 14.6, 14.5. Come on, Jordan, you can do it. 14.3. Nelly, 3-second time penalty, right, racing 1. Mikey, 14.5. One more time penalty from Pelly though.
Yes. Dr. Special is there, so he's sitting in the window if he does get that other penalty. Don't think he can do much more than that. Mike is going to come round the corner though for the last time, and he's going to bring home the win at round 16 for Mexico. Nearly has a twitchy oversteer moment for good measure, but brings home the win. 24-second gap to Nelly. That was, yeah, that was a very, very dominant race there from Mike. Ranger goes through Nelly. Nelly got a little more glitch. He's just going to come out and bring home that P2. In points, Mikey was closing that gap, but he is going to bring home a solid P3, another podium, back to back. He's starting to string on some good consistency now.
I think
He should be very happy.
Near enough wrapped up P3.
Can Dr. Special find a tenth or two? It's going to be close between him and Pele. He's going to get that gap to, I think it's going to be about a second at the line. He's going to finish behind, yeah, 9 tenths behind Pele. He pushed so hard, almost there. Maharton will bring on P6, but that is bound to change with the time penalties. So Rob Wills will bring on a top 6, P6 for Rob. Good drive from himself. Kristaps, I think, will stay in the position he was, which he did. He was our last man to bring home the checker flag. He did. Kristaps stayed P8. So Maharton's still with his penalties from the game, I think. Thoroughly deserved as well. Oh, excuse me.
Would you like me to add people?
Yes, please, sir. That would be good.
Okay.
Mitch says GG. Oh, yes. GG. That was a good race. I think a more intense midfield battle. The race at the front was won in the middle stint. Getting the brunt of the hard race and dunning out the way on the medium was the key to that race.
I just want to say I was being an absolute pleb in adding people to the party though. I was trying to do it through the game when I could just come out and...
And it is what it is.
Having a senior moment, as we call it. But they are invited now. Oh, Mikey!
Oh, P3, man. First, we'll just go back to front. Mikey, I asked you last week, would we see another podium next week? And you says, nah, I don't think so. And here you stand on P3 yet again. Very good job, mate. That last stint was a good?
Yeah, well, luckily I didn't get a safety car screw me over because I saved everything for the last soft run, and then I knew if I could keep the people who pitted earlier quite close, I knew I should be able to get them.
And that you did.
I think a safety car would have helped you out, Mikey.
Possibly with the top two, but obviously I got a penalty, which shock horror.
Unlike you, my friend, I'm actually disappointed. That counts you out, driver of the day.
Thanks, mate.
That's okay.
Straight to the point. But from qualifying to the race, Mikey, I think it's a pretty solid day, man.
Yeah, I didn't bother really putting a wet setup on. I just used my dry one with a bit more wing and the dip down. So it kind of worked out. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, and then I changed it obviously for the race. But,
I mean, to be fair, mate, you've pretty much. I'm gonna say you'll probably wrap up P3. Maybe you already have maybe next week. You've had a very consistent season. Obviously, I've been on the track and now in the comms box with you, and you're consistent, mate. Consistent with normally not getting penalties. And over the season, you've improved, and I'm sure Chris can agree. You have improved over and over and over as the season's gone on. So I think next season we'll see the wins for yourself.
Hopefully, mate. Thank you. Yeah.
So yes, very well done, Mikey. Did Nelly join the party? Is he here? Nelly.
Mike's in.
No Nelly.
Oh, Nelly. Nelly. Unless he's had to bugger off and get ready for work.
No Nelly. So we will just go straight to Mike. If he comes, we will get the chitty chat to Mike. That was, I said at the start of the race, if you got the brunt of your racing done on that medium tyre, I think it would stand you in good stead. You done that by starting the race there. Mexico always seems to be very busy the first 8 laps, and then everything kind of settles. And then that second stint pace was quite frightening.
Oh, is that it? Is that all the respect you got for us?
Oh well, I don't know what to say. I mean,
that is what won you the race. You do know that. The pace. The Nelly could only put about 4 seconds top on you on the reverse split. I know the fuel loads are different, but the medium tyre, although a bit trickier early, gave you that distance to take the car to a point that it was going to work really, really well on the soft tyre. And when you came out in that soft tyre, you absolutely got to work, and the pace was ridiculous. You ended up putting 10, 11 seconds on everybody. Thinking that you'd done that in like 7 laps.
Is that it again?
No, I'm just he's expanding his point.
I mean, I'd like a proper answer.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the majority of work was done in qualifying. I mean, starting P1 while the guys are on the pad is a good achievement, and to do it by 5/10 is pretty nice. And then, obviously, I probably had one of my better starts this season to remain only P2 there by turn 1. I think that did a lot of benefits for me, because it seemed like the guys behind were having a very big battle. And then, yeah, as you say, the second stint I kind of just came out on the soft. I think Nelly had got maybe a 3-second undercut, and I hacked him down in 2 sectors. So
it was a very rapid 2 sectors.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. I'm not going to knock you for that.
I got him perfectly then on the straight, and from then it was kind of just rest easy, try not get as many penalties. I was kind of worried at certain times that I would start picking up penalties. Obviously I got the first one between us, and then I just kind of slowed it down, put it in lean in the sectors, just take my time. And yeah, I mean, to win by almost 30 seconds in the end is pretty insane.
Yeah, you put serious distance. That's probably it's the strongest I've seen you drive. I think I said about a race not so long ago, and you won by like 18 seconds. So you've went and topped that again this season. So that shows that you're improving as well.
Definitely.
And I think that pays dividends to the battle between Nelly. You know, if you were in Nelly's position, you're sitting out front, but you're working hard to try and do everything you can to pull the gap in, and I think that shows.
I mean, he is. You joined the practice session at Chris. He never joins the practice sessions.
I might join them from now on if I win by 30 seconds every race.
No, do you know what? To be fair, I'm not a fan of Mexico, but it was a good race. It was strategically, Mike. You was spot on. Yeah. I think Pelly got it wrong. Mikey, he got it right. Low on penalties as normal. And Nelly's on track and he's chasing. Very good driver. He's still in the lead of the championship, obviously, but the gap has come down because you've got fastest lap as well and pub. So it's going to be an interesting final for you.
I'm leaving nothing on the table. I'm doing as much as I can. Japan was a bit of a mishap, but other than that, I'd say from Hungary I've been dominant in almost every single race, and it's just trying to put some pressure on him. Hopefully he splits at one stage, and then we'll hopefully have a better chance at it, but we'll have to wait and see, to be honest.
I mean, I would like to ask you one question, Mike, as you was in the party with Mr. Second Last. How did he lose it?
His controller disconnected.
Oh wow.
He's such a loser.
So
He would have won the race if his controller didn't disconnect, so let's not push
Obviously
it too
he
far.
wouldn't. Obviously he wouldn't, but that's...
Mike, I think the best way of your race was keeping FPW behind you on your team first.
We were talking in the party. I had
Did
to.
you keep him behind you, or did he stay behind you?
A bit of both.
A bit, no, because I think I said that on the street. I think I said to Chris, "Is SPW just going to sit behind Mike?"
Now,
or is
Mikey,
Mike
you
gonna
should
take
note
it
that
apart?
because SPW sticks every elbow, finger, and toe out at you when you try and pass him.
You might be getting confused. You know, we used to be teammates. The wrong Michael, you know.
I mean, look, if I have a look at the points now, because I did do USA, I just haven't put them up, Mikey. You was already in third. SPW was 29 points behind you, and with your race today, I'm gonna say you pretty much wrapped up third in the championship. I mean, it's
not by a double
it's-
points.
Yeah,
Commentators
that's true.
first
Yeah, with the
coming
double
in here.
points, it's not over. No,
Mikey
it's-
leave the
it's not
party.
over. It's not over, but you know he's edging there. He is edging there.
So who's in fourth? FPW, is it?
Yes.
Yes, I believe so. I think it's been a straight fight with you and SPW for a while.
I got him in my pocket anyway.
I mean, Lewis was close, but Lewis had a couple of disastrous races. Not to his fault, but he's dropped away. But yeah, it's Nelly, Mike, you, SPW.
Alright.
And Dr. Special, he's not far off actually. He's had a good result today. He could challenge for
More
fourth.
or less than what? 75 or was it 50 points left or 75?
Right, we got.
Without the extra points, obviously.
You're
Right, so
asking
we've got-
Adam to do a lot of
we've got
math here.
Brazil and Abu Dhabi, so max points is 30 for the win, so that's 60. But we're also doing Britain, that's a definite. I've always said that was being added on. So that's double points. So let's say for winning, there's 120 points up.
So, a lot to play for.
Yes, that's
Before-
about pole, fastest lap and crap.
Before we wrap up, Adam,
Yes.
we have a driver of the day to give out, and I think we were torn between two drivers, and then it became one driver. I think it's an
Yes.
easy call today. Dr. Special Energy,
Yes,
no penalties,
definitely.
solid P5.
Nearly a P4. Nearly a
Very,
P4,
very
yeah.
close, yeah. He came within 9/10 of getting Pelly as well. Try to close him down at the end. And the battle between Mike and Nelly rages on
Does.
till Brazil. That's
Still
next,
Brazil
right?
for OTL, but obviously OTL Elite on Wednesday, which is out, I have no clue.
No, me neither.
No,
No clue.
can't help you.
So on that note, the stream will be back Wednesday, maybe. And if not, for sure, next Monday. Take care.